Well, grab dinner.
Don't be coming at me like that.
Don't you like dinner or what?
I like dinner on my own.
Alright. I thought we were gonna spit it out.
How are you?
Oh yeah.
That was a strange interaction with Derek Chisora. Now, normally when you look at it for what you saw, it looked like just a straight diss. Okay. Now the question is, who was in the wrong in that situation? I think no one. No one was in the wrong. I think it was someone that became defensive because they took a certain gesture as a come on. Because Derek Chisora, I don't know if he's married. I think he's married. He's married. He has 2 children, 2 girls, I believe, and all that. And you know this is going to come back. But if you were Derek Chisora, what would you do? You know, a lot of times when you're a boxer, you're on camera anyway. You know, the media is always filming. So things like this could get blown out of proportion. But, you know, it could have come off as a mere, hey, when are we going to grab dinner? Because for one, I don't know who that person was. I don't know who that was. It was just, I don't know. She might have been a reporter. But I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know who she was. But I can tell you this. What we also don't know, we don't know the relationship they had before. You know what I mean? And I don't think he would just ask a stranger for dinner. So, you know, if that was like a reporter or something like that, maybe they hooked up already, you know, when it came down to what they did in the past, you know, and she was like, well, don't come at me like that and this, that, and the other. It could have been like, hey, I know who you are and I know what we done or whatever. So no. But then it could be somebody just, you know, just straight shutting him down. But that's like, hey, you know, don't come at me like that or this, that, and the other. But, you know, it's obviously someone he knows. So, you know, before we start, oh, man, Derek got dissed. He did get dissed. But why did he get dissed? You know, and what were their relationship before to cause him to get dissed? So, I mean, it's a lot of things you have to take into consideration when you're looking at that particular interaction between those 2 people, because they weren't 2 totally different strangers. Now, if they were, that just means Derek got shut down and he really needs to watch what he does because, again, the cameras are always filming. So, you know, I think that Derek knows what not to do when he runs into her again, you know, but you do have to take into account that a guy that after he fights, he's always bringing Five Guys burgers. Hell, he could have took her to Five Guys. You don't know if he wanted to take her somewhere to an elegant steak and shrimp and lobster dinner or nothing like that. You know, you don't know what the case was again, you know, but we do know Derek Chisora is a generous guy when it comes to, hey, you guys want Five Guys? You want Five Guys? You know what I mean? And like, so that's what he normally does. So, you know, maybe she was just being a bitch, right? And shutting him down because she was like, hey, you know, very upfront and forward and blatant and, hey, don't come at me like that if he's never came at her like that. So, again, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. But, yeah, from looking at that, yeah, that was a shoot down. He got shot down. So that's what it was. And I think learning forward from that, it could have been worse, especially if that was off camera. You know, and you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, a lot of things could have transpired. You know, she could have said, well, he tried to touch me or tried to do that because he did put his arms around her. But I mean, she didn't engage in a hug as well. So that lets you know by the tone and the body language that he knew who she was and she knew who he was. So there's a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff that you can really discuss with this particular short interaction of him getting shot down. But you guys tell me what you think. Who was at wrong? Who was at fault? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.